Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Skeeter here, and this is part 2 of finishing up the 686-4 project gun. Here's a time-lapse video of me taking the whole gun apart, because before you want to work on it, you gotta take it apart. This way you have access to every part of the gun, and you're not going to mess up any of the screws or get any grit inside the gun and mess up the internal parts. I want to take a moment to make a huge shout out to a really good friend of mine, Bob W. Bob has tutored me along the way for years, and it is because of him that I've been able to do things like this. I've learned so much from him, and I don't think I'll ever be able to thank him properly. Alright, now here she is, all disassembled. Down to the bare frame. There's the cylinder, side plate, all the parts, and the grips. So now we're going to start working on the frame. Going to get this thing back to life. Let me turn it over, show you the other side. I've done a little work on it, so it's not as bad as it was when I got it. Like I said, I wish I had taken better pictures of this before I started working on it, but let's move this out of the way. We're going to get this thing looking great. We're going to start with the ultra fine Scotch-Brite. We're going to put some oil on it. We're going to go with the grain on this. And we're just going to try and get those big scratches out of here. Let's take it off this microfiber because it's catching on here. Let me get something. Actually, I'm not going to get anything. I'm going to put it right down on here and go to work. And we're going with the grain. And again, this is just to try and get some of those bigger scratches out. Using 1000 grit sandpaper here, and I'm doing the side plate, just trying to keep it flat. One of my buddies told me this is the best way to do the side plate. Lay the sandpaper down and hold the side plate upside down, keep it as flat as possible, and move it in the direction of the grain. And it's really working. The biggest scratch that was on here, and the biggest scratch on the gun actually is gone. Now I'm just trying to get some surface stuff off, and then I'm actually going to go backtrack and reevaluate what I thought I was originally going to do. I'm going to actually use the 1000, finish that. I'm going to go to 1200, 1500, and then 2000. On the side plate, when I get the side plate where I want it, then we'll work on the rest of the gun. I don't know if you could see that. It looks pretty good. All right, we're going to go continue with this. Be right back. All right, I changed course. Instead of me boring you with me sanding the gun and using Scotch-Brite, I thought I'd just show you the finished product. There's still some imperfections. You can see a little bit right there on the top strap. I'm going to probably go back and sandblast that top strap, which is what they do at the factory. What I did was I used the ultrafine Scotch-Brite. I used 1000 grit, 1500 grit, 2000 grit sandpaper to get all the markings and imperfections out. And then I went back to the side plate because it had some really bad scratches and a very bad pitted line in it, which you can see is no longer there. I hit that with 400 grit sandpaper, and then I finished the entire gun with the ultrafine Scotch-Brite, and it gave it that really, really nice factory finish look. Anyone can do this, just takes a little elbow grease. So until next time, Skeeter out.